All right, what's up, guys? Another video. Um, Today is going to be a little bit of a dedication to, like in the description, to my best friends Carson and Chris. I was playing zombies, and kind of the whole day I've had flashbacks and just memories of stuff like that we used to do. Like I got freaking RC Cola, freaking I got some cheer wine. So I'll play some games, and then I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna play some games, and then I played some music, and it kind of just brought back some memories. So I thought about doing this. The times when we always went there together. The times when we would fight each other. I remember weekends when we would fight with swords. I remember weekends when we would wait and play Xbox. Nobody could separate us. I want to go back with you when we used to do things that we did. Punch each other in the face, tell each other that we're gay. Punch each other with some swords and call each other dirty boys. Everything seemed alright, now it's far. I would give up everything in my hand. I would give up everything I knew I had. You guys are my best friends. Always bringing things to my head. You're my best friend. My best friend. Okay, now we're gonna get a little funky, and then we're gonna get into a movie review, because I like to do multiple things in my videos because I don't like staying to the norm, you know? right, no. So now we're gonna get into the movie review. So, as I've stated, well, actually, not everybody follows me on Snapchat, so I posted it on my story. Up until Scream 5, I'm gonna be doing movie reviews, okay? And I'm gonna be reviewing all of them. So I just rewatched Scream 1. Then I'll watch Scream 2, then Scream 3, then Scream 4, then Scream 5. Yeah, sorry, I had to. So that's going to be the order, okay? Scream 5 is going to be in theaters in January, supposed to be. I am freaking hyped as fuck because I love horror. I think horror movies are definitely my favorite genre. I don't know what it is about them. I just love them. Like, I love that freaking ambience. I love the freaking creep factor. I love it. It's freaking dope. And there were definitely some things that I noticed now that I'm older watching this, as opposed to, younger me still getting into horror watching it. Like, when I first watch it, I'm going to be honest, I really couldn't tell who also, by the way, spoiler warning. Because I'm going to be getting into some spoiler territory, because why the hell not? And not a whole lot of people watch these videos anyway, so it's going to be fine, right? So basically, when I first watched this movie, I was in this point in my life where I wasn't super duper into horror, but I was getting into it, right? So what I mean by that is I hadn't watched a shit ton of horror movies. I wasn't like now where I'm like, oh dude, if I have to pick a movie, I'm gonna pick a horror movie. Because to me, horror movies are just entertaining. I like action movies. Action movies are just I gotta be in the mood for it. If I just want to see fighting, I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna put on an action movie, right? If I'm bored and I want to pass time, rom-com or comedies. Sometimes horror. But if I really want to immerse myself, half the time when I'm watching a movie, I'm immerse myself, it ends up being a horror movie. I know that's kind of crazy and might make me seem like I'm psychotic. But horror movies take me into a whole nother world, okay? Horror movies make me think. Horror movies make me use my brain. I don't just turn it off I love action movies. Don't get me wrong. But I usually turn my brain off when I'm watching an action movie because there's not a whole lot to focus on, It just, and some people might argue that that's how horror movies are. There's nothing to focus on. It's just blind killing. But what makes horror movies so compelling is A, finding out who the killer is or what's doing the kill him. B, seeing their methods and who they're targeting. It's a whole freaking, it's a whole thing. Cherry Coke or Pepsi. I'm retarded. Pepsi's the way to go. Pepsi's my favorite. But anyway, it's just freaking, it's so dope, dude. It really is. And horror movies kind of transcend me into a whole nother plane, a whole nother level. And it's what makes them so compelling is trying to find out, hey, who's killing everybody? Why are they dying? Who's doing this? You're fucked up. And what's cool about horror movies is half the time you don't even find out why they're killing. You just find out that you just see that they're killing. You finally see them. And that to me leaves an open-ended spectrum to be okay, wow. Now, sometimes, some instances, pulling it back to what this review is going to be about, Scream, you find out why they're killing at the end. You find out their methods. Billy and Stu did what they did. I don't really know. Stu's method in the whole thing was kind of still, even to this day, it's still kind of okay. I think he's just fucked up in the head. Well, I don't think he definitely was fucked up. But Billy actually I feel like Billy was the brains behind it. Billy was the push. Billy was the person that said, okay, we're going to kill these people. And here's why. It's going to link everything together. And then we're going to kill Sydney. And Stu was just okay, cool, man. Like, I'm just gonna tag along. And that right there is freaking that's honestly scary. Like when someone goes around and just starts murdering people in the background or keeps killing people. I'm actually gonna put a movie on in the background. I'm gonna put The Night Sitter on in the background. Actually, no, because I did. No, I gotta pick a different movie. Evil Things. A young boy finds a mystical toy maker with stories to tell. Versus a leprechaun seeking revenge on a defenseless family. Okay, well, I don't know. That just seems freaking stupid. But that's another thing about these horror movies is some of them are so stupid that they're good. Okay, like I'm gonna put this in the background so you can kind of see what I'm looking at. Like I don't know if it's pretty. I wish I had like a better setup for this shit. Like was more technically savvy. What's this? What the fuck? All right. See what I mean? There's a movie like this. This movie is called The Selling. A too honest for his own good real estate agent learns how frightening the house marketing can be when he tries to flip a haunted house. You see what I mean? Like, ugh. But anyway, inner demon. Clown Town. Oh, God. Ah, bro. Okay. Well, back to Scream, okay? So I was kind of rewatching the movie, kind of like going around being like, okay, how can I tell, that it's Stu? Like, what are some like subtle hints that like basically are like, hey, this points to Stu? For freaking Billy, when I was rewatching that, it's pretty freaking obvious that motherfucker's a killer. Like, just put two and two together. You know what I mean? And it's something. Obviously it's something that comes with time, like being able to like freaking do that. Because like if you watch a bunch of movies, like okay, there's a pattern. I see a pattern. But this movie did that so well. And when I first watched it, it was like, holy fuck. And it's funny now. There's so many funny inside jokes like, get me with the phone, dick. Like, stuff like that. That's funny. It's so funny. Funny. Not to everybody, but stuff like that. Like the little jokes, like inside jokes, kind of like add to it and kind of make it like a whole picture for me. The kills compared to a lot of stuff I've seen now, it's a little tame, but like for the time it was in, still pretty good. Like I think Tatum's death with the garage door, I think was the a harder one, Like I wasn't a big fan of that one. Well, I wasn't a big fan of that one. That was the one that was like, yo, like, this is my favorite kill. What else? The acting in the movie was pretty freaking great. I love the fact that it's self-aware, and I love Ghostface as a killer. I think Ghostface as a killer, nothing's gonna top Michael Myers for me because I don't know. Michael Myers was just there's something about that motherfucker. That kind of like makes him my favorite. He's a little bit more scarier than the others. Jason is just like shock. Like, damn. Freddy Krueger? The older Freddy Kruegers? The actual Freddy Krueger looks scarier. The new Freddy Krueger? CGI makes him look like a fucking roasted peanut. And I'm just like, what? But his voice is scarier. Like, I don't know. And the film was darker on that one. But For Scream 1, if you're wanting to get into the horror franchise and really kind of like immerse yourself in a good film, I recommend this. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. One reason I'm not giving it a 10 out of 10 was actually, you know what? I'll grade it from like a perspective of like when I first saw it, 10 out of 10. The only reason I would have gone 8 out of 10 is because it's pretty obvious to tell who the killers are. However, when it first came out, it threw me for a loop. But then you got to also remember that the reason why I can remember and find who these killers are so quickly is because all I do is watch horror movies. So, hopefully that kind of like shows like my thoughts and stuff on it. Because, like I said, I hate this controller sometimes, dude. Yikes. It's like every once in a while it wants to work. But it's like very rare on when it wants to work. It's like, oh, you're trying to use me? It's also because it's been dropped like 1,000 times. Not on purpose. There it goes. Okay. You unable. Fuck. The fuck? Dude, but this controller, fuck. I don't think I'm gonna review this, but we're gonna do a watch party. Look at a trailer. Actually, what the fuck is this? The Hunt. Oh, the movie's pretty great. I don't know how. All right. So this movie's called No Solicitors. It was made in 2014. It has 3 out of 5 stars and it's 99 minutes. So, without further ado, boys, prepare for a watch party, okay? All right. Let's see. Turn the light off. All right. Oh, Jesus. I already tell you, the movie's gonna be weird. Actually, on second thought, I probably can't record this, so I'll do a review on this because this video might get taken down because that's shit from that. So, record it. I'll see you guys in the next one.